Okay guys, so this video is on Ordinances and Covenants. You may have noticed it's a little different. You can't see anybody in this one, which I like. But the reason for that is I realized we say some stuff in the videos that we don't really describe. It can be kind of confusing, and we encourage you guys to seek out the information on your own. But I just kind of wanted to demo how you would go about doing that. So I've obviously started on the church homepage, which most of you probably won't do. So for Ordinances and Covenants, I said the words and maybe you're confused about them. So I would go to whatever search engine you prefer. I am using Google. And then you are going to search Ordinances and Covenants. I would search LDS, because if you just search Ordinances and Covenants, you might not get things that are, as relevant. If you put LDS at the end, it'll always bring up our stuff first, which is good when you're trying to learn about what we believe about things. So I've looked it up, and this first one is from the Ensign, which is a magazine article. That's useful, but I would go to the one that says topic in it first, because that's probably going to be a little bit more detailed, have links to more resources. So I click on that. Covenants and Ordinances. So if you scroll, you can read that a covenant is a sacred agreement between God and a person or a group of people. God sets specific conditions, and he promises to bless us as we obey those conditions. When we choose not to keep covenants, we cannot receive the blessings, and in some instances, we suffer a penalty as a consequence of our disobedience. So that makes sense, right? We usually abbreviate covenants in the church as saying a two-way promise. So God asks us to do something, and we agree to do that, and in return, he gives us blessings. That's when we commit to following the commandments, we're saying, I agree to do this thing that you want me to do, and he's saying, all right, I will bless you for that, because you are following my word. And that is basically how covenants work, except they're usually more specific. So ordinances, we're going to scroll down to that. It says, in the church, an ordinance is a sacred formal act performed by the authority of the priesthood, which we talked about in last video. Some ordinances are essential to our exaltation. So exaltation means getting to be with God again. It means going back to heaven. It's the highest form after death. So exaltation is everyone's goal, right? So it says that some of these ordinances are essential. They are called saving ordinances, which means that there are other ordinances such as naming and blessing children, consecrating oil, and administering to the sick and afflicted are also performed by priesthood authority. While they are not essential to our salvation, they are important for our comfort, guidance, and encouragement. Ordinances and covenants help us remember who we are. They remind us of our duty to God. The Lord has provided them to help us come unto him and receive eternal life. When we honor them, he strengthens us spiritually. Okay. So we have all these other ordinances, and then we have these saving ordinances. And if I had never learned anything about the church, I think that I would be curious about saving ordinances, a little more curious than this little section and this section would be able to give me. So I think that I personally would look up saving ordinances, LDS. And Wikipedia came up first, but I wouldn't trust that source just because anyone can edit it. Here's another topic. It's a little different from the one below. It says just ordinances. Let's see if that has any more information on it. So this one has a bunch of references in it. It has pretty much the same information from the other one, and then it also has related topics. So up here where it says that the saving ordinances include baptism, look right down here, it has a little related topic, baptism. So if you want to learn more about it, you can click right there. And then it has scriptures, so you can read direct what it's about, and it has study resources. So it's really a useful way to look up information. And we can explore, right? We look to baptism, and it has all the same stuff. It has a description, and then it has scriptures. So this is how I would recommend looking things up, learning about ordinances and covenants. And I hope you learned a little bit about what they are through this, and also how to look up stuff about our church when you're confused, using our resources. Alright, that's all for today. Next video is on the plan of salvation. Have a great day. Bye, guys.